expert UFO investigators are hunting down the truth. Maureen Ellsbury is a respected UFO journalist.
I've studied literally thousands of cases, and most have rational explanations.
Mike Barra is an experienced aeronautics engineer.
Before I believe in flying saucers, I'm going to need hard physical evidence.
The other two investigators believe that aliens are already here. Daryl Sims is a private investigator and ex-CIA.
I was abducted by aliens. I think they're a force for evil.
And Stephen Jones claims to have had contact with extraterrestrials.
ETs are walking down the main street right now.
In this investigation, a UFO hotspot
This UFO came out of the sky and stopped.
gets even hotter.
There's something moving.
Oh, wow. 3 right there.
And hard evidence of a top-secret government cover-up
It's the smoking gun. That's what I wanted to know.
leads to a shocking encounter.
Watch out.
That is a military helicopter. In fact, it's a Black Hawk. Daryl, that is Black Hawks. Go!
Sedona, Arizona is one of the top UFO hotspots. In the last 10 years, sightings have doubled across the state to over 3,000. Now, the investigators are in town to discover whether aliens are behind this UFO activity. To gather evidence, the team invite local residents to a meeting.
Hi, everyone. So the reason we came out is because we'd like to ask you a few questions. How many of you have had a UFO sighting in the Sedona area? Wow. So how about you, sir? What was your story?
A few weeks ago, I wanted to take pictures of the stars, and I did. And as I started taking pictures of the stars, this object came out of the sky and stopped. And I'd never seen an aircraft stop just like that. To me, that was absolutely unnerving. And looking at the pictures was even more unnerving.
How many pictures of it did you get?
I have lots of them.
So many people have great sightings, but all they have is a story. And this guy seems like he can back up his story with pictures, so I really can't wait to get out there.
There's a lot of activity going on here. I saw a gigantic craft with military aircraft. And anybody that lives in Sedona, Arizona knows that we all had the wool pulling over our eyes, don't you guys think?
Can I say something? I'm the type of guy that doesn't like to show up for this. I'm a former state senator in Washington State.
So as a former state senator, you must have a little inside knowledge. Do you think the government knows more than they're letting on?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm coming out on a limb to be able to say something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, we'd love to talk more with you. It was great to see so many people from the Sedona area come out and share their stories. Almost the entire crowd had either had a UFO sighting or experience, which is pretty impressive. And nearly all of them believe that there is a government conspiracy going on to cover up alien activity in this area.
To find out more about the ex-senator's startling claim of a government cover-up of UFO activity, the team traveled to a secret location to meet with David Schmidt.
This is where we're supposed to meet him, right up here. Oh, there he is.
That's him? Okay.
Yeah. So what do you think they're covering up?
There's more UFO sightings here in the greater Sedona area than anywhere else in the world. When I was in politics, I was looking into UFOs. And that's when I experienced being lied to as a senator. I think it's obvious they're covering up the fact that UFOs exist. And they've come to understand the technology of those spacecraft. What is the technology that allows them to travel all the way across space and come here? It's free, clean, renewable energy that could be available to all of us. That's what they don't want to let out.
This secret technology comes out. What happens to our world?
The government. No, if that technology comes out in the open, we've got very powerful, strong money industries that go away. The oil and petroleum industry, goes away. Coal and nuclear energy go away.
Do you have anything, any kind of documents, anything at all that can specifically link government activity to the UFO cover-up question?
I don't have any documents because they wouldn't give them to me.
The senator claims that the government is hiding secret alien technology. But aeronautics engineer Mike Barra needs hard evidence before he begins to buy into it.
I've heard all these conspiracy theories a million times. There's never any documentation. What I'd like to do now is move on to a guy named Wilbur Allen who came to the meeting, who says he has photographs of an actual UFO. Now that is something I can really sink my teeth into.
The investigators head into the desert to meet Wilbur Allen, who claimed at the town hall meeting that he had photographed a UFO. This could provide vital evidence to support the senator's claim of a government conspiracy.
Hey, Wilbur.
Nice to see you.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good.
Hey, Wilbur, good to see you.
Good to see you, Mr. Sims.
Wilbur.
Nice to see you, sir.
So tell us about the experiences you've had in Sedona.
I started shooting here in October in 2012. And as I set up my camera, I noticed this object in the sky, and it stopped above my head. And I photographed this object.
Well, you know what? If what you're saying is true, you are like a skeptic's dream. You got those with you?
Yes, I do.
Let's get them. Let's go take a look.
Let's go look. Okay.
Let's see what you got here.
This is the UFO that came out of the sky and stopped.
Is this as it's slowing down?
It was slowing down, it stopped.
Okay, here's what I want to get at now. Is this one photograph or a series of exposures?
This is a series of photographs.
So it's a series of time-lapse exposures.
Time-lapse. The camera is firing a frame every second.
Right.
And then what I did, I made a composite.
Okay, so this is a composite of 1 second exposures. That's what, okay.
Exactly. I've taken about 4 or 5 million photographs of UFOs, and I'm using a technology which allows me to take a photograph every second for an extended period of time. For example, if I program my camera to take pictures for 6 hours, that 6 hours is equivalent to 20,000 frames. In the 20,000 frames, I would say 2 to 3% would have UFO activity recorded on the frame images themselves.
Are they consecutive?
They're consecutive.
Okay, so this is 7 seconds in time we're looking at right here.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. And I can see there's a bunch of stars here. They're a little blurry. That looks consistent with that.
It appears that there's white and red lights on the object, but they look like they're rotating.
Yes.
Okay, what I'd like to do is ask your permission to take these to photographic analysts and have them looked at and checked for authenticity.
Not a problem.
Great, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I'm very impressed with Wilbur. He produced photography, some of the likes I haven't seen. I mean, I couldn't believe some of the stuff I was looking at.
Wilbur seems like a really cool guy. The images are interesting. I'm not entirely convinced, so I'll be interested to see when we do some analysis what we get out of that.
The team take Wilbur's photograph to be tested by Jim Dilatoso and Michael Higgins, both leading experts on photo analysis.
So what we're here for today is we'd like you to take a look at some images we have and just tell us whether they've been photoshopped, whether they've been faked or altered in any way.
Sure.
Great. Please proceed. Please proceed.
Okay, so here's the shot that you brought me that was shot here in Sedona. And what we have here is a composite done very well where the stars have all been aligned on the 7 shots, showing us something flying in, leaving some serious streaming to the visual resolution of the camera. So the first shot, you've got a lot of stream coming off of it, showing motion. And notice there's no flare on the leading edge. Everything's the tail edge. We come here, it's getting smaller, it's getting thinner. We come here, it's really thin. That means this is slowing down.
Yeah.
Frame by frame.
Exactly like he said. And the thing is, by the time you get here, it looks like it's
now
a
it's
solid...
stopped. But then also, we've got a rotation of the lighting. Here we've got red, blue, as it were, and then blue, red. Here's red, blue, red. And then when we get down to the last picture, there's no trail at all. It looks like it could very well be standing still.
So I gotta ask you, you're saying that this photograph, in your professional opinion, is genuine, no Photoshop or anything?
I would say it's a genuine photograph.
100%?
100% is a hard thing to go because I wasn't the one holding the camera at the time. But I would say, in my experience, that this object was not faked.
You know, Wilbur's photograph is absolutely remarkable. It shows something extraordinary, but the fact is that just because it's extraordinary doesn't mean it's alien. Do those match conventional aviation aircraft lights?
It's not a plane. You're not going to get indications of speed like this.
Yeah. Right. But they also don't stop.
But a helicopter stops. So maybe it's a helicopter. Well, no, it's not a helicopter because these multiple colored lights, it's not like anything that I've ever seen on a helicopter. I would say that the odds are really good that this is an intelligently guided craft.
At first when I looked at it, I thought it was a shooting star or some sort of celestial object until I saw those little red and white lights. And then honestly, it left me a bit perplexed. I, cannot explain that.
That is a spaceship. That is a spaceship.
Now, UFO journalist Maureen Ellsbury has set up a meeting with town hall witness George Pilgrim.
Thanks for meeting with us. Looking forward to hearing more about your story.
George claims to have seen UFOs and military aircraft flying together over Sedona. Aeronautics engineer Mike Barra wants to know more.
So, George, first thing I'd like to hear from you is what the experiences were. Was it military activity? What kinds of aircraft were they?
It was just a red object that looked, it was going so fast you could barely distinctly make it out, and chasing after it. There was black Apache helicopters. One came right over the house.
Daryl Sims is an ex-CIA operative with experience of covert military operations.
George, I'd like to pin this down a little closer. Did any of them have any markings on them
No,
at all?
I didn't see any markings on any of them, no.
Okay, so that's really interesting because any aircraft that operates in civil airspace is supposed to have a civil serial code on it somewhere. It has to be visible.
That was one weird thing. The other thing is that it just disappeared up into the mountains over Bradshaw Ranch. And I thought, that's kind of weird. Let's go check it out. As I hiked through Bradshaw Ranch, two very big, kind of look like football players approached me with guns. They look like normal people, They look like, I don't know, timber guys, in long shirts. They have camouflage on them, and they were very professional and very, very to the point. I just saw strapped on guns, and they were big old boys, and they were pretty nasty.
They look like soldiers dressed like civilians,
Civilians,
basically.
correct. They said, hey, this is private property. You got to go back the way you came and go now.
Investigator and ET contactee Stephen Jones is concerned for George's safety.
So they scared you?
Yeah. Because I didn't know if we were going to get shot. You got to understand, this is Arizona, it's wild, wild UFO West. They'll just shoot you out here, and you'll never find their body. They don't care.
They're not going to wear any kind of uniform that would be easily identifiable. That may be black ops out here.
What you're asking about, there's been activity, yes. I think that the government is doing some sort of covert operations.
And this is all going down near Bradshaw Ranch. Do you have a map anywhere that you might be able to point us out the location?
The uncharted zone.
Where were the guys that you saw on this map?
We were on up here. Through about 8 or 9 miles, it turns to dirt, and you keep on going. There'll be a gate. You got to go through there. It'll say no trespassing, and then there's a house there.
Would you be willing to take us out there?
Mm-mm.
No. I know you said it's a really dangerous area, but I think it's pretty crucial to our investigation.
Just be careful what you find. You might not like it.
Honestly, we're going to have to go out there, even if it's really dangerous.
You guys be safe,
If George Pilgrim's revelations are true, there could well be black ops at Bradshaw Ranch. Photographer Wilbur Allen takes pictures in the Bradshaw Ranch area, so Mike has arranged to meet him for a second time.
Let's get back with Wilbur. I've arranged for him to meet us. We can give him his photographs back and give him our analysis.
They want to know if Wilbur has witnessed any black ops whilst photographing UFOs.
Hey, Wilbur.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Wilbur, how's it going?
Very well.
Hey, buddy.
Nice to see you again.
So we want to thank you for letting us analyze your photos. We all found out some interesting information.
When I first saw the time-lapse, full resolution, all 7 of them, I was shocked and a little bit blown away because it clearly, to me, and to our friends who did some analysis, shows an object slowing down, coming to a stop. It appears to have lights on it that do not look to me like normal aviation lights. They are crystal clear. That is one of the most extraordinary UFO photographs I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And that's what I got to tell you.
Thank you.
But I'm very interested to get into the rest of your story.
Have you noticed any black ops in or around the Sedona area?
Well, we have military activity here. Absolutely.
So do we know, is there a military base?
We need to take a look at that in the map.
You know, when you talk...
There is a copter up there.
It's Black Ops.
Oh, wow.
We got a Black Ops helicopter in the background, guys.
Daryl, that is Black Ops! Go!
Let's go! Let's get after it!
Go, 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 go!
Where'd it go?
Over there!
It's over the ridge.
No, there's no room. Watch out. Go. Go.